Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Canada here. Today I am doing a video for the faction only series. This time I am doing Imprian, so basically all the medieval army dudes. And this one went a lot better than the Scrat one because it's just a little easier to deal with a bit of everything with this faction. Got some good tanks, got some good range. Well, not the best range, but it's decent. And lots of good just overall beefiness with most of their units. So basically, the deck, I got 10 Imprian cards. I'm using Valorian. I got Squire Puff for shields, crossbow dudes for cheap bridge grab, and a bit of anti-air. Tantrum throwers are there for more cheap bridge grab, maybe a tiny bit of DPS if they have their spears. Lost Legionnaires get the shield. Just good to have 2 Legionnaires for 3 mana. I got the Warrior, good tank. Ardent Aegis, I think this card is very underrated. Because if you place it on, say, the Shield Guard of Light, you get a 275 heal, plus 2 crossbow dudes and 2 legionnaires for 4 mana. The heal alone is almost worth the 4 mana, but then you also get 5 mana's worth of units with it. It's pretty nice. Got Blind Date. I originally had Walking Blind Date. I swapped it out because I hate that card and I think it's trash, but I tried it out anyway. I have Spear Throwers, Bridge Grab, tanky-ish, and good DPS for anti-air if you need a quick burst. Smite, great spell, bunch of damage, some healing, and then obviously the Shield Guard of Light, who I think is the best expensive unit for the Empyrean armies. But yeah, I'll get into the games. I'm going to show some losses. Well, I think just one loss and then 2 or 3 wins, and I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, first game we got this guy. He finished pretty high on the leaderboard last season. This was a difficult game. I actually had no idea what he was running here, and to be honest, he kind of kicked my butt this game. But in one of my next games that I'll show you is I managed to beat him, which feels good. I just start off with the Shield Guard and the Warrior for a little bit of split push. He's got something invisible. I think it's an assassin. It is an assassin, but unfortunately I get a Jolo from the Walking Blind Date, so Jolo and Defenso Chopper do not mix very well. And he's got a Cleaver, an Assassin, and a Defenso Chopper all coming at me here. Lost Legionnaires are really good into Assassins or any unit with big bursts of damage. They are good at tanking a hit or two with the shield. He's got Bear Avalanche. Made this a very awkward situation for me to deal with. He also has Arcane Bolt. I am falling incredibly far behind on mana, experience. I get another terrible card from Walking Blind Date. These are all reasons that I decided to switch to Blind Date, because Walking Blind Date just kind of sucks. He's still just coming at me with everything he's got. I'm falling even further behind on XP. I try and split those guys, but they went back for the Spear Throwers, which was unfortunate. I was unlucky that he was able to get his fireball off there. But yeah, this game I'm just having a miserable time. He's just seeming to have an answer for everything I throw at him. Again, I keep getting 3 mana cards from the Walking Blind Date, which is pretty bad RNG. He always has something for whenever I play a card. Again with the Bear Avalanche, just countering everything I'm spawning. Another 3 mana card from Walking Blind Date. I'm like 40 XP behind. I think I do eventually give up and just let him win the game. Because everything I do is just failing miserably. Finally, my Squire Puff actually gets off a set of shields. Snake Druid, kind of useless in this situation. Still alive, fortunately, but like... This is my only real pressure that I get on him the entire match. Now he's got things coming up top and down bottom. Again, unlucky with the Fire Imp. And Ardent Aegis fails on the Shield Guard. I hit mana perk 3. I'm just doing whatever I can to defend. This game was not a fun one. This was also one of the first games I played with this deck, so I was also still learning how to kind of use it. You'll see in the wins that I kind of get a better grasp on how it's supposed to be played. Bear Avalanche also hurt me a lot this game, because just always had something to deal with my cards. Anytime something was building up a push, he'd just Bear Avalanche it. I give him the GG. I just let him win. I'm 50 XP behind. I know when I'm beat. I'll just let it play out and then we'll get on to the next game. Okay, now onto a win. I'm pretty sure he's using the same deck. I'm using the same deck. The only difference that I have this time is that I have Blind Date instead of Walking Blind Date. I botched that smite really hard, but I wasn't too worried about it. Beginning of the game, it's not that big of a deal. He's got the cleaver, gotta play Lost Legionnaires with the shield. Spear throws up top to take the bridge. He does have that spell, which I don't think he had the first game, so he did change up his deck slightly. Unless he didn't use it the first game. I'm not 100% sure though. I got a Shen from Blind Date, which is kind of nice, kind of not. Especially since I have nothing to really support him with. I just kind of let him go down, do his thing. It's got Defensive Chopper and Bear Avalanche. And Crossbow Trap, so my push kind of more or less ends here. I am able to take out the Defensive Chopper with the Smite though, which is fortunate for me. This time, so far, I'm not nearly as far behind on XP. Scott Whirly. Also a great card for dealing with what I have. The Warrior keeps this Siegebreaker busy for a very long time. So it just holds that bridge forever and does half of its HP. Which is a good overall trade, considering how long it held the bridge for. Got my shield guard of light. Gonna heal it up. Of course, Bear Avalanche always being a pain. He's using that again on Spear Thrower. It's not an ideal trade, especially since it takes 2 blasts to kill even one. I botched that again pretty hard. I really like that. Get a Scotty from Blind Date. I always play Blind Date back in the pocket just because then you know what you have to work with. A lot of the time walking Blind Date, I find the issue is you'll spawn something into combat, which isn't ideal. Because you might not always get a tank. Whereas normal Blind Date, you can kind of make use of what's coming at you. Shield Guard of Light with Ardent Aegis is amazing. Just because he gets the heal after defending, then he gets a support push. He's got a bit of a favorable matchup when it comes to this in this match, but yeah, this game I'm not nearly as far behind. I'm still a little bit behind, but not a lot. And as you can see, I'll start building up some pressure this game. I get some shields off. Doesn't happen much. It does happen towards the end, and I think I do have a game where I get lots of shields off with the Squire Puff. He gets a heal. I know I'm not going to win with face damage anyway, and my main goal here is to do bridge control. Put Ardent Aegis on my Legionnaire up top. Still good value. Of course, he's forced to use Bear Avalanche in this situation. I've been getting a lot of good Blind Dates. This is where I start actually getting some shields off. Because he has no good way of killing my Puff right here. Soul Stealer kind of going to town here. Clearing up everything in the way. I think I just used Shield Guard for the tank again, yeah. That was a weird bug. The tank missed its shot on my Shield Guard. I'm not sure why that happened. Smite, good damage. I got Mana Frenzy, I passed him. And now it's just a game of trying to maintain pressure, not let him have the bridges. Got Ting Ting Tong, which is kind of nice. I give him the GG. I'm pretty confident I win it here. I think he gives up. He acknowledges it. Oh, he spawned Defenso, actually. I actually get the Huntress, the new card. But yeah, it was a good game. I managed to beat him. He used the same deck. I used a slightly altered deck, but it worked out for me in the end because I knew what he was playing. Next game I have here is versus a player called Bor Nanu. He is a very good player, in my opinion. I've faced him many times. He's usually pretty high. I think he usually makes the solo leaderboard. It's always a good game versus him. Same deck here, without walking Blind Date. I think this one just has Blind Date again. Just get my Squire Puff on the bridge. Get some pressure. He's got a reboomer. But I think I managed to handle the reboomer quite nicely this game. He's got some air. He's got a Korgoth, which was a bit of a challenge.
And thus, the shadows seem far less intense.
Oh no, this game was still using Walking Blind 8. My bad. I did not switch at this point yet. Get a good smite off there. Kills all the ground units. Valorian's good at dealing with bats. Veil Stalker, kind of nice here. Kind of puts him in an awkward situation just because of the AoE attack. You can't use a swarm to counter it. Get some shields off. Unlucky I didn't kill the Fire Imp, but that's okay. He's got his second Korgoth spell off, Seal of Korgoth. Lost Legionnaire is good at tanking a boomer shot. Cleaver. But I got a Shield Guard plus Ardent Aegis ready for him. Valorian backing him up. Sniper, not the best. Instantly killed by the Magma Cannon. I just let Valorian hit the reboomer again. Take out the Fire Imp. Searing Light is now fixed, by the way. Now it is on a timer, a 30-second timer, which is greatly appreciated. I think it's still a buff overall, rather it being cycle. Here's his Korgoth. I'm way ahead on XP, so my main goal for this game is just to hit Mana Frenzy. I don't think I beat him before Mana Frenzy, but we'll see. Shield off, just in time to deal with all the boomer nonsense. Korgoth doing Korgoth things, being a complete obnoxious, annoying frickin' card. I choose not to put Ardent Aegis on the Shield Guard because I know Korgoth will just instantly eliminate everything there. He does. The Shield Guard does fare pretty well against Korgoth here, though. Like he with a little bit of help from Smite and Searing Light, he kills Korgoth. Barrel Scrat's actually kind of nice in this situation for the Cleaver. You get the Fire Imp and the Assassin there. I start getting some shields off. It's got another Korgoth out on the map. These shields are actually kind of coming in clutch here. He survives with 18 HP here. And I do not have any face damage spells to deal with it. But I do hit Mana Frenzy. He's got a Doom Cleaver. I'm just kind of ignoring Korgoth until he gets a little further up here. Frost Feather's kind of nice in this situation. I'm very far ahead on XP, so I just need to defend and then counter push to win the game. Smite the reboomer and the boomer. And this is where the game kind of ends. He gives me the well played. Always appreciated. Another Korgoth. A little too late. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. We'll get into the next one right away here. Last game I'm going to show. Faced a lot of Daona today, if you didn't notice. This one does have blind date in it.
The light is ever present. Sometimes your mind is just clouded.
Get the Squire Puff off. Just to cap the bridge, you know? He shock rocks it a little. Wait, no. That was a different game. My bad. Blastmancer from the blind date. Good for shredding Jolo's shield. Does have Wheel of Doom, which is something I need to be wary of.
And thus, the shadows seem far less
Here, I'm just patiently waiting to see what he has to throw at me. He's got Scrat tunnels. I don't have a bunch of AoE in this deck, so it's a little tricky to deal with at times. Shield Guard, while tanky, without his Armor of Light, is quite slow at attacking. He's got Radic, which I wasn't too worried about. I completely missed that Syrian Light, which was kind of bad of me. He's got Poison Strike, which unfortunately will counter my Ardent Aegis. I kept my Squire Puff alive, always nice. Get more shields off. Squire Puff hands out 7 shields, I think it is, when you have Empyrean army. Which is a lot. It might be only 5. I think it's 3 without 5 with. I'll have to check that. Five with it, yeah. Okay, not 7. That's Bannerman that gives out 7. Crossbow trap being a pain. Wheel of Doom takes out a couple Legionnaires. He's just kind of using spells on everything here. I keep my Squire Puff alive, but he's got bridge buddies, so not for long. Able to keep the bridge at the bottom there for free. Getting some good damage off here. He put Radic in a really bad spot here, because he's barely doing any damage to my shield guard. Got flightless dragons from Blind Date, which is nice. Pretty good freaking Wheel of Doom there. I would have gotten a lot of damage off there if he did not have his Wheel of Doom. Shield Guard doing its thing again. I noticed he put an assassin up top, so I'm just waiting, using the spear throwers to tank. Stuns my crossbow dudes, but, you know. I think I keep Squire Puff alive here. I do. Another wheel. Takes out my Blind Date. Takes out most of the warrior, but Ardent Aegis coming in clutch here. Healing up to full HP. Plus Valorian's heals. Smite him there. The heal is out healing the crossbow trap, which is a feels good. I am applying non-stop pressure. I'm 40 XP ahead. Squire Puff getting shields off. Valorian gonna do some damage. He does 80 damage per hit now at perk 3, which is nuts. He gets a bit of pressure off here. Nothing I can't really handle though. I see the assassin. Get the Ardent Aegis off, heal up the shield guard again. Make it just incredibly difficult for this guy to deal with. The heal does more than poison strike, so like that trade alone is just worth it for the heal countering the poison strike damage. I give him the well played. He's very far behind. I know the game's over. But yeah, this was my attempt at Imprian faction only. It went a lot better than the Scrats did. I had a much better win percentage. These were my favorite games. I shot to show the loss first, and then me countering the guy the next game. It went well. I enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. I'm going to continue the series. I'll probably do another vote on my channel to let you guys decide which faction I should do next. And until next time, I will see you guys later. I hope you have a good one.